Okay, let's dive right into this. Welcome to the Explainer. Today we're looking at something that honestly has the power to completely alter the trajectory of a young person's life. We are breaking down a chronological, zero-to-hero, level-up roadmap. Now, this isn't just your standard advice about saving your allowance. No, this is a blueprint derived directly from our source material that is specifically designed to create future millionaires. And the real secret here, it actually starts with time and discipline, rather than just having a massive pile of money to begin with. So if you're in your teens, or if you have a teenager in your life, you're absolutely going to want to pay close attention to this.
Here's exactly how we're breaking this down today. First, age 13, the early start. Second, ages 14 to 15, hustle. Third, ages 16 to 17, skills. Fourth, age 18, the master checklist. And finally, number 5, the power of compounding. Let's jump straight into the timeline.
All right, we are tracking a very crucial 5-year window right here. I cannot stress enough that this is a defining period where time is, without a doubt, your biggest asset. Why is that? Well, because the market heavily rewards those who wait. Just to give you a bit of context, over the 10 years leading up to May 2024, the S&P 500 historically averaged a 12.58% yearly return. That kind of consistent growth is exactly why you want to start the clock as early as humanly possible.
Section 1. Age 13. The early start and leveraging time in the market.
Okay, so at age 13, you have the ultimate unbeatable advantage of time. This is what creates that compounding snowball effect. Like rolling a tiny snowball down a super long hill until it turns into just an absolute avalanche of wealth. But there's a catch. You can't legally invest on your own at 13. So your very first major financial hurdle is literally just having a conversation with your parents to set up a custodial account. Basically, this is an investing account controlled by an adult for your benefit. If you're over in the UK, this is called a junior ISA, and parents can actually put up to £9,000 a year in there on your behalf. If you're in the US, you're looking at UGMA and UTM accounts, and those have an $18,000 gift tax limit per year. The big takeaway for you here, instead of asking for, say, video games or Christmas presents that you'll literally forget about in 2 months, ask your parents to put that money into fractional shares in these accounts. It is a total game changer.
Section 2. Ages 14 to 15. Hustle. Finding your talent and stashing cash.
At 14, you've got another massive advantage going for you. You don't have to pay rent. Without those pesky monthly bills hanging over your head, you should be out there trying absolutely everything. Go wash driveways with a pressure washer, play competitive sports, just get out there and do things. The source material shares this really great anecdote about a young guy named Curtis. Curtis used to wake up at 4 a.m. every day for swimming practice. Now, he didn't earn a single dime from doing that, but the pure discipline it taught him meant he could just easily outwork his competition when he eventually started his own business at 18. By 15, you should take that kind of discipline and apply it to getting a Saturday job. Even working a retail counter is totally perfect. And actually, this brings us to a huge myth-busting moment. You see, most teens save up for months just to blow it all on a video game console or a single day at a theme park. Don't do that. You need to treat your stash as a launch pad. Earning even just a $100 stash gives you a foundation to launch your future wealth from. Oh, and a quick practical tip for the UK viewers out there, go ahead and apply for your provisional driving license at 15 years and 9 months so you're ready to hit the ground running for the next phase.
Section 3. Ages 16 to 17. Skills. Stacking abilities for the real world.
All right, so you now have a 2-year window before you officially enter the adult world. This is the time to completely skip those fake online guru courses and start stacking actual, tangible skills. How do you do that? By taking that cash stash you built and investing it into equipment. Going back to our earlier example, Curtis took the money he saved up from his part-time jobs and he bought a $500 iMac from his uncle. He just sat at that Mac, taught himself Photoshop and video editing, and entered the real world with actual value to offer his employers. But right around 17, your focus really needs to shift to mobility. Passing your driving test and getting a license unlocks reliable mobility and serious professional opportunities. I strongly urge you, pass that test and buy a cheap starter car. Think about it. If you rely on public transport, you are completely at the mercy of unpredictable schedules. Imagine landing this amazing side hustle client who lives 30 minutes away, and you literally can't get there because your bus is late. You instantly look unprofessional and poof, that opportunity goes right out the window. A driving license is basically a literal key to professional reliability.
I really want you to internalize this next quote. It's an absolute insider hack for standing out before you even set foot in the adult workforce. Frame your entire professional mindset around this strict punctuality rule. To be early is to be on time. To be on time is to be late. And to be late is unacceptable. Seriously, if you show up early, you're ready. If you just show up on time, well, you're already behind. Treat tardiness as completely unacceptable, and I guarantee you will outpace 90% of your peers, for sure.
Section 4. Age 18. The master checklist. and welcome to adulthood. So the crucial point is right here, age 18. The whole world officially opens up for you here. You're legally an adult, and, well, the stakes get incredibly high. This right here is the grand finale of our roadmap. It's a highly actionable master checklist. We're going to move rapidly through the start of this list, so stick with me. First up, open your own bank accounts. You'll need a current account, something like Monzo, for your daily spending. Then, you want a separate high-interest savings account, like Chase, which offers around 4.1% right now. You use that savings account to build a 3 to 6 month emergency fund. Think of it kind of like carrying a big shield potion in Fortnite. It's your absolute protection when things go wrong.
Item 2 is getting a credit card. Now, hold on, we need to completely dismantle that old never a borrower be myth. That was just an old saying used by the rich to keep the working class from using leverage to build their own wealth. In reality, your credit score is essentially your Uber rating, but for money. If you get a credit card and you use it just to buy gas, and then, this is the most important part, you pay it off in full every single month. You build up that rating without ever paying a single cent in interest. Then for item 3, open an investing account like a Roth IRA or an ISL. Platforms like Trading 212 actually let you buy fractional shares, which means you can buy into massive companies like Apple for literally as little as $1.
Moving to item 4, this brings us to a massive, highly debated question. Is going to university a scam? The source text weighs this very impartially, and honestly the answer is both yes and no. If you want to be a doctor, a nurse, or a teacher, absolutely not. University is a vital requirement, and frankly, those courses should be highly supported. But what if you want to go into tech, entrepreneurship, or maybe a skilled trade like plumbing? Taking on $60,000 to $100,000 in debt is completely unnecessary for those paths. In those fields, your results speak for themselves. You'd be much better off getting paid to learn through an apprenticeship instead.
Which leads us perfectly into item 5, avoiding bad debt. There is a very stark contrast here that you have to understand. Good debt, like a mortgage or a business loan, actually leverages your money to buy assets that increase your long-term wealth. But bad debt, things like consumer debt and car finance, those are absolute money traps. Just to put that into perspective, right now, a staggering 2.2 million UK drivers finance their cars, and it actively holds their wealth back. Just avoid that trap altogether. Instead, focus on item 6, starting a service-based side hustle. Think copywriting or video editing. Things that require very little startup money but let you heavily leverage those skills you stacked back at age 16.
Section 5. The Power of Compounding, the Ultimate Snowball Effect.
And this brilliantly illustrates the final, most crucial step on our checklist, long-term investing inside a tax-advantaged account. It is the ultimate snowball effect. You're earning interest on top of your interest. Now prepare yourself, because this next part is a bit of an emotional gut punch. If you take just $250 a month and you invest it at an 8% return starting right at age 18, by the time you reach age 65, that investment could blossom into approximately $1.5 million. And if it's in the right account, that is completely tax-free. That right there is the sheer, undeniable power of time.
Now, what's really fascinating here is the comparison. As we just saw, starting at age 18 yields that massive $1.5 million peak. But what happens if you wait just 10 years? Say you start investing the exact same amount, but at age 28 instead. Well, you land at only $679,000. Think about that for a second. Waiting just 10 years literally cuts your retirement pot by more than half. It physically proves that time truly is money. If you wait, the compounding just doesn't have enough runway to catch up to where it could have been.
So as we wrap up, I want to leave you with this final provocative thought. If wealth is truly built with time rather than money, what is your very next move going to be? Building the discipline to hustle in your early teens and really taking advantage of the lower tax brackets of your youth creates an absolutely unstoppable launchpad. The blueprint is right here, the time is right now. It is entirely up to you to take the action. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and keep learning.